Hello everyone, Prime here. Today we're going to be talking about the cruelest crimes from different mythologies, and we're going to be starting off with Greek. So, Nicias, king of Megara, had a sprout of purple hair and named the port Megara Nicia after himself, or it was named after him probably by someone else, not sure. But his purple hair prevented him from dying so that he could keep ruling the land, and King Minos of Crete wanted Megara badly. It was this trading port, very nice plot of land, probably very good for business, so he attacks, and Scylla, Nicias' daughter, desired Minos greatly, and got the idea that by cutting off her father's hair, she'd win Minos' heart. So, whilst her father slept, she cut off his purple lock. Nicias is then killed shortly after that, or he commits suicide, not sure which, but he dies is the main thing, and becomes a sea eagle. Scylla is drowned as a result of all of this. Usually this is by Minos, and then she's transformed into a heron, or seabird, and pursued by her father, the eagle. In some other variations of the story, Minos finds out how Nicias is killed and the person who broke the spell. Disgusted by Scylla's betrayal, he wants nothing to do with her, and sailed away from the island. Scylla tried to swim after the king, but her father, in the form of a bird, probably the eagle we talked about, either pecks out her eyes, or plucks out her eyes, or something along those lines. So, the cruel person being the daughter kind of gets a bit of karma her way. But it's a very similar story, and a very similar ending to the Cinderella story, in which the birds pluck out or peck out the ugly stepsister's eyes at Cinderella's wedding. If you're not familiar with that version of the story, it is the original version of Cinderella, so I'm sure you remember it now, and if you don't, then I probably ruined Cinderella for you, but you're welcome. Next, we have washing Sinis' feet, and Sinis is this chap, lovely guy, who greets travelers to his islands and lands with a question: would you care to wash my feet? Probably doesn't word it like that, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. If they agreed, then after kneeling to wash the man's feet, the washer would get booted, or a boot to the face. Probably not a boot, they probably didn't have boots in those days, but you get the point. Find themselves hurtling toward a turtle, wide open mouth. Don't know if the turtle and Sinis had some sort of arrangement, but he was feeding the turtle people, so he was probably on the turtle's good side maybe, or maybe it just didn't care and just ate whatever food was coming down its way. That's a variation of the story though. Sinis also, or mainly, killed people by tying them between pine trees and brought them down so that they'd sort of be bent to death. Not very nice. His victims would be stretched apart and killed in, as you could probably imagine, not very nice way. Kind of reminds you of old medieval tortures, if you sort of remember those mechanisms, what they looked like. Yeah, not particularly nice, but not to worry, because Theseus was on his labors, and he came by, and instead of dying to Sinis, he actually kills Sinis in the same way he'd kill anyone else, by tying him between two pine trees and using the momentum of the trees to bend Sinis to the ground and, well, to his death. So, not a particularly nice way to go, but, crime atoned for, perhaps, maybe, I guess, karma? Karma again. Not particularly nice. And now breaking away from Greek, we have the Incans. And like the Mayans, they had a thing for sacrificing people. The god Vyakocha, or Vyakocha, the sun god and creator deity, wasn't shy to take sacrifices, and these societies knew the value of people. In a sense. If the god lacked access to human tributes, then he may remove the light from the people. And among the other terrible, avoid at all cost scenarios, that meant bad luck, and we can't have bad luck now. So the god had a luxurious range of people to pick from. But the people usually offered children, as they were the most likely to please the god. Once a child was selected, they were pampered and lauded around as if they were some sort of royalty, made strong and beautiful and healthy. The gods apparently liked their kids pure. This would go on for some years until a feast day on which the child would be intoxicated and made drunk before being taken to a mountain summit along with their parents, religious leaders, and the chieftain or chieftains of the Incans, the people at the time. Sometimes the deaths would be seemingly painless, like a blow to the head, say, but others might include burying the child alive. So you can imagine how messed up that must have been for them. I mean, for the parents to even accept that. I'm not a parent, so I don't know how difficult that would necessarily be, but I imagine it would be quite difficult. Even if the child kind of, is left up with in a happy way, sort of how I'm guessing you put down a dog, right? You'd make sure the dog doesn't know it's about to die, and then poof. I don't know, that's how they do it in movies. I don't know if that's the real deal, but yeah. Again, never had to put down a dog, so what do I know? But yeah, quickly switching back to the Greeks, we have the Laestrygonians. They were Cyclopses, who got their name from Laestrygon, a son of Poseidon. Now, these guys really wanted to eat Odysseus and his crew, but didn't because they failed to. Well, they took some crew members and threw rocks at the ships, harpooned some of the men, but ultimately failed. Still, they wanted to eat people, and that's pretty messed up. And anyway, they choose this messed up way to go around. So, all around, it's just not a nice people to find yourselves meeting. So yes, crime eating people. I suppose, when you think about it, could that be akin to the relationship between us eating animals and... Well, no, I guess there's sort of a different barrier there, a different level of awareness, I suppose. It's not quite the same thing. So yeah, messed up, kind of a crime, I suppose. Perhaps not a crime to them, but, could be a crime to us. I'm sure Zeus didn't exactly smile upon the activity, but whatever. Last off, we have a trip to a mythology I don't think we've directly talked about ever on the channel, and that's Finnish. See, the god of death's blind daughter was the ugliest thing you could imagine, and given children by the wind. She began giving birth to the makers of disease and other deadly ailments, and wandered around for priests to baptize the children. None would, so she named them herself. Cancer, plague, fever, sterility, ulcer, and so on. The 9th child would be named Envy, and as a gift to the people that welcomed her so warmly, she gave him to them. In some stories, there's a 10th child. Don't know the name, but it seems the big point there was that it was a girl. Well, that's the only thing I could find out about the 10th child, so yeah, take that to mean what you will, and, well, I suppose those are the mythological crimes that I decided to share with you. What did you think of them? Did you think they were all particularly messed up? Which one do you think was the most messed up? Do you have some mythological crimes that you think are much worse? Tell me all of your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Till the next one then, have a very good day. I'm Brian. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.